this is a 3-petaled flower. It's, as far as I know, the least amount of petals you can do in a flower. I call it a triquetra. The word comes from, or refers to an ancient symbol that you see a lot in several different ancient cultures, which basically looks like this. It's usually depicted with the 3-petaled flower, which is pointier in ancient times, and a circle connecting them. It's interesting because, you know, these ancient peoples thought this was a very powerful symbol, and some of the reasons it's a powerful symbol comes up in poi. Triquetras are fun because a triquetra happens automatically. If your arm and your poi are roughly the same length, and you're doing an extension, and you reverse your arm, right, it will automatically make a triquetra. You don't have to put any extra energy into the spin. While making a 4-petaled flower, you got to pump your hand a little bit, or a 6-petaled flower, you've got to really pump your hand. But a triquetra is a perfect circle reversed on itself. One of the reasons that works is because the poi is traveling the same distance here as it is here. Because the arm is going the same distance, the poi keeps going the same speed, so the circle folds back in on itself to cover the same distance. When you take 2, you start getting this interesting possibility to do stuff like this, because extensions and triquetras go together so well. To learn them, that can be a bit funny at first, but if you put your mind to it, it won't take you too. If you're already doing antispin flowers, if you're doing antispin, you can probably get it today. Otherwise, you know, tomorrow or the next day. And I usually teach it like this. Like, you imagine there's a paint bucket between your feet, and you can dip the brush into the paint. You then want to paint one line across here. You've got to flip, go across, and dip again. So let's look at that again. This is a triquetra. This is pointing, it's like a triangle, it's pointing down. Notice how it's only 2 down beats. 1, 2, 1, 2. 3 petals, 3 points, 3 tips. But only twice does it go down and down, down and down. So paint can, flip, paint, dip. Flip, paint, dip. Flip, paint, dip. Paint and dip and paint and dip and paint and dip and paint and dip. And that'll probably work. You can start up here too. You go across and dip, across and dip, across and dip. And then as you play with them, you start going through different possibilities of, you can also go up and up, up and up, up and up, up and up, right? That's a triquetra that's pointing upwards. And then later you can do things, you can have a triquetra pointing off to the left, a triquetra pointing off to the right, and all of those will let you do different kinds of patterns. For instance, I usually do this pattern. The anti-spin poi is doing an upward facing triquetra. And it all switches down here at the bottom. Right anti-spins, left anti-spins, right anti-spins, left anti-spins. And learning that, I really use the up-up. So that's where it's up. Right. My hand's going to go this way, so it's anti-spin. It's going to go up, 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 up. And it all starts from the poise up. Up, 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 up. If I have 2 going, when I do that same motion with the left, it's just going to be down, right? Because this one's up here, or that one's down. Left is just going to be an extension, and they're going to go like that. Yeah, and then when you want to go the other way, of course, I wait for the right to be at the bottom, going that way into this extension. The left will be up here, going that way. It's going to be anti-spin. and I go with the left. Up, 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 up. Little trick here is that at the top, the extended poi passes inside of the anti-spin poi. So those are Triquetras. That should be enough to get started and play with them. And what you'll find in general is as you learn them, you'll find all kinds of cool ways to link. So this is, say, my right hand following my left poi. To do that, the easiest way to do that, I find, is if the right hand's doing a triquetra, because triquetras and extensions go so well together. So once you get a feeling for it, you'll start finding kind of a bunch of cool stuff that you can start to do, just because your extensions, your circles, and your anti-spin can fly together so well. Yeah, so enjoy that, and find freedom of movement.